Your bite-sized daily roundup of the biggest news from the world of film. This is the Daily Reel with Van Connor.
Good morning, it's Monday the 22nd of March. Birthday to Reese Witherspoon, Matthew Modine, Keegan-Michael Key, and the man immortalised in the role of James Tiberius Kirk, William Shatner. Today in 1991 saw the release of the Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep afterlife romance Defending Your Life, while in 2002 it was the day Blade 2 came out. In 2013 it was the release day for The Croods and Olympus Has Fallen, while just 2 years ago today saw Jordan Peele's Us arrive in cinemas. Today in 2021 though, here's the news. Director Adam Wingard's eagerly anticipated Godzilla vs. Kong is now just 9 days away, and the first reactions to the kaiju clash of the century are just about leaning towards positive. With press screenings in theaters now finished in North America, the feedback has been pouring in thick and fast, with reviewers praising the film's quote amazing effects, great score, ambitious sci-fi plot, and breathtaking battle sequences. Unfortunately, it's not all roses, with most critics near unanimously referring to the human elements of the plot as, quote, overstuffed, illogical, and pointless. Or, as Collider's Vinnie Marcuso put it, the human parts are still bafflingly bad, but the parts where one giant monster wallops the other giant monster in the face are incredibly good. Godzilla vs. Kong will be available to stream on the 31st of March, and stars Kyle Chandler, Millie Bobby Brown, Alexander Skarsgård, Rebecca Hall, and Julian Dennison.
That's Kong. He's king around here. He's God to these people.
The forthcoming Resident Evil reboot now has a title, and confirms a very different tone for the franchise. 47 Meters Down Helmer Johannes Roberts, who's directing this latest take on the video game horror giant, spoke to IGN at this year's virtual South by Southwest conference, telling the outlet the film will be entitled Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, and will more closely adapt the Capcom source material. Specifically, as the new moniker suggests, adapting the first two video games, both of which are set in and around the titular metropolis. Set in 1998, the reboot will also be completely unrelated to the Milla Jovovich films which dominated the 2000s multiplexes, aiming for a more innately scary vibe than the previous popcorn blockbusters. Describing this approach to IGN, Roberts said, "We're not doing a remake, we're going in a completely different direction." He continued, "The thing I love the most about the games is they were just scary as hell. That atmosphere, it's rain, it's constantly dark, it's creepy. Raccoon City is kind of this rotten character in the movie and in the games. That's what I wanted." With a cast that includes Kaya Scodelario, Robbie Amell, Neil McDonough, and Donal Logue, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is aiming to debut in cinemas on the 9th of September.
You okay?
She bit me, man. She took a chunk clean right out of me.
Stay down.
And finally, get your tweets at the ready as it appears it's time to demand Disney release the Williams cut of 1993's Mrs. Doubtfire. As confirmed by director Christopher Columbus, the film's late star and beloved comedic icon, Robin Williams, apparently improvised so much on set that there exist PG-13 and R-rated cuts of the feature. The official release was PG-13, but as Columbus told Entertainment Weekly, there was a deal between Robin and myself. He'd do a few scripted takes, and then he would say, "Let me play," and we would basically go on anywhere between 15 to 22 takes. Apparently, Williams would often stray into territory that wouldn't exactly be appropriate for a PG-13 movie, but was, quote, appropriate and hilariously funny for an R-rated feature. With the rights to the film now completely owned by Disney since their buyout of 20th Century Fox, Columbus remains convinced that an R-rated cut won't ever see the light of day. There is, however, one general way audiences could see the material. As the director says, "I would be open to maybe doing a documentary about the making of the film and enabling people to see certain scenes re-edited in an R-rated version. I think that would be the best approach." Mrs. Doubtfire, meanwhile, is currently available for streaming on Disney+.
Miss Hiller? The water's boiling.
Hello! Ah!
Oh, I'm sorry to frighten you, dear. I must look like a yeti in this getup.
Available on DVD and Blu-ray from today are Wonder Woman 1984 and the biggest global box office hit of last year, the Chinese historical epic The 800. On digital, there's a true crime dark web thriller Silk Road out today. While Crazy Rich Asians comes to Netflix, Mubi adds Marta Mazzaro's The Girl, and the 80s classic Batteries Not Included comes to Amazon Prime. On ITV4 tonight is the unrelenting Jason Statham actioner Crank, while on Film 4 you can see The Man in the Iron Mask, War Games, Murder on the Orient Express, and Anchorman: The Legend Continues. Sony Movies are showing Burlesque, Push, and Baby Driver tonight, while on the Horror Channel there's John McTiernan's 2002 remake of Rollerball, and over on the Paramount Network you can see Jonah Hex and the uncut version of 2008's Rambo, while the Sky Cinema and Now TV premiere for today is the animated adventure Boonie Bears: The Wildlife. That was the Daily Reel for Monday, March the 22nd. Keep it cinematic and we'll catch you tomorrow.
The Daily Reel is a Candystore production, presented by Van Connor and written by Calvin Prickett. All information is correct at the time of writing, and source links are in the description for each episode. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on all good podcast platforms, or ask Alexa to install the Daily Reel skill for your morning flash briefing. Follow the show on social at Daily Reel Pod, and we'll be back every weekday. Until then, keep it cinematic.